Namaste, dear respected audience. Welcome to my program Talk with Home. Here I brought new personality, and he has been engaging in civil aviation sector. He worked in Nepal Airlines as well as in different other international airlines. Let me introduce you, respected Captain B N Amatya, to our program Talk with Home. I'm really very proud to have you here. How are you, sir?
Thank you, sir. Namaste. I'm very glad to honoring me to be here to talk with you in this program. I hope I can give you some valuable, my experience, whatever you wanted to know. Thank you.
You have got involved in aviation sector for more than 4 decades, right?
Right.
Would you try to unfold your introduction briefly yourself, please?
Thank you, sir. When I finished my college, I was studying in a third year, that time in the BSc. The scholarship came under a Colombo Plan Institute from Pakistan. So fortunately, I have been elected through the government of Nepal that time. So I went to Pakistan, having finishing their commercial pilot endorsed with in DC-3 Dakota. So I came here in Nepal Airlines. So that time is the Royal Nepal Airlines. And since then I joined during the time of old DC-3 eras. So I worked there. And my experience in Nepal Airlines is 36.5 years in flying wise, and as well as in different field of administration, like operation directors and training directors, and etc. Then after 36.5 years, I got retirement at the age of 58. Then I joined in civil aviation, right in the flight safety department for about 6 to 8 months. Then after that, I got an opportunity to work in Bangkok as a line pilot.
Which airlines?
That was in 2004 or 2005 area. During the years.
The name of the airline?
Phuket Air.
I see. Phuket, yes.
So I joined there along with my friends, and then I worked there 1 year, about 2 to 3 months. Then came back. Then I started working in the different fields in the organization, like Cosmic Air and BB Airways, and for the renown as an operation director. So since then I was doing out to and fro from the United States to see my family. Then after that I was sitting out. Then I got an opportunity to work in the Blue Dart that's a freighter version aircraft in 757 freighter version aircraft. Then I worked for there 3 years and got retirement. Then I joined Nepal Civil Aviation Safety Department by the opportunity given me to work there. Now I'm still engaged in the Civil Aviation Operations Department as in Flight Safety Inspector.
Okay. So definitely you have spent most of your life in the air. So while you serve as a pilot, you must have come across some very memorable moments. Will you just let audience know about it?
Well, as a matter of fact, there are so many memories with me.
Out of them,
actually, to tell in this period is correct or not, I'm not sure. But during the time of old DC-3, the flying was very, very different than the flying right now, what we have been doing right now. Because that time it was nothing there. Just we used to fly, even though it's in Nepal you have to fly the visual flight rule. But those times we may have to fly the instrument flight rule, although the aircraft are not equipped, so only one non-directional beacon is there. So there are so many memories how we fly, taking the risks involved. So right now it's quite different.
Quite different, yes. Actually, who inspired you to take up this career?
Okay, this career is inspiring me. Basically I was brought up from Wombal. Wombal. My house was there, ancestors' house was there. And then I am not so much lenient to study, as a matter of fact. So I had no friends, except one or few friends. Then I used to watch the DC-3. Dakota was flying, zooming around that place is called Choche. Choche.
By then, it used to be called Frick Street.
Yeah, that's a Choche. And there were two captains. One was Captain K.K. Sester and his uncle. I don't remember right now. His uncle. So there were two sisters who were flying the DC-3. One was captain, both of them were captain later on. And then another captain, Bobby Vikram Shah. And he had a girlfriend. So he used to zoom around by flying across that rooftop, flying and go around. So I thought myself, oh, it's a very fantastic job.
Adventurous.
Adventurous, why not? So I just took my passion for the flying.
So, would you remember your first experience of flight?
My first experience of flight, basically, there are a lot. But only one right now I remember is there was a captain, is called Bulsara. I was a co-pilot of Dakota. And then I was sitting on the right side. Normally the co-pilot sits on the right side after doing the walk around. So I was sitting on the right side, and there was a radio officer, Mr. M.K. Roy was there. And then he came in the cockpit. So he told me, Raja, are you angry? I said, why, sir? I'm not angry with you. Why should I be angry with you? No, then why don't you sit on the left side? So that time there was no hard and fast rule. So he gave me the left side. Yes, sir. So since then, I gained my confidence to become a pilot.
I see.
Also, and as a captain also, even in DC-3, Dakota. So I flew to Viratnagar. Then the memory starts. In Viratnagar, I landed shortly, and that was in the new runway, what right now it used to be. And then the last comment he gave me, why are you applying so much brake? Of course, as a new captain, I don't know nothing, as being a first co-pilot. Then you should not apply brake too much. It costs a lot of money. I said, okay, sir, thank you. You know the condition of the
runaways.
Yeah. And then we flew to the Calcutta, and during the time of nor'wester, and it was horrible. I didn't know what had happened during flying inside the cloud of nor'wester. Because he is the daredevil captain himself. So I was in the command. He was in the pilot monitoring, we call it right now. Pilot flying, pilot monitoring on the right side. Pilot monitoring, and I'm a very raw. I was a raw pilot, and we were flying across the track. Then there was a huge cell, and in Dakota DC-3 there is no indication of weather radar. So that is why we had to go through it. So we went through it, and then God knows how we survived. Then we landed in Calcutta. It was too much damaged aircraft while at the landing after that. So
as playing the role of the captain for the first time, did you feel very nervous, little bit nervous?
Yeah, a little bit. For the first time, a little bit nervous. Then again, as I told you that, I got the confidence from those captains, my seniors, so that I was okay.
After safely landing, you must have felt very proud, yes?
Yeah, I could do it. I could feel myself, I could do it.
So far, in how many airlines have you got affiliated?
Right now, I am in the flying, you're asking? In the flying is the Nepal airline mostly.
Yeah, I see.
And then the same Phuket airline and Blue Dart. As well as flying is concerned.
While taking training, do you have any memorable events?
I have one memorable during flying in the PPL course, Pilot Private License course. So we were having a training in the Karachi Aero Club. And there we felt I was flying solo in a single. And there was a big, huge thunderstorm, as well as a dust storm, right? And as soon as I was coming for the approach, there was a dust storm. I landed without visibility, nothing. I landed and sat for there till the dust storm passed. That was the first memorable of my career.
And everybody says, and this is obvious as well, Nepal has got really very terrible geographical structures, and sometimes the weather also challenges. So while flying over Nepalese sky, did you ever meet with any such difficulties?
Yes, I felt it couple of times.
Yeah.
Difficulties because of those days, there was no map, nothing, no navigation facilities.
I see.
So we used to fly only the ground contract, like all pilots, like counting the rivers, counting the trees, houses. And this is the thing I used to do it. And there was only one political map was available. So those political map I got out somehow or other. I got it from engineering department of his ministry government that time. And so during that time I used to count it myself, and then we used to fly mostly in the PFR, visual flight rule. And it depends upon how you fly. So right now I don't say myself it is a very dangerous, yeah, of course, but it is a tricky.
Tricky, yes, tricky.
Yeah.
So before flight, do you pray to the God?
Well, sir, basically I don't go anywhere in the temple or not, but morning walk I go for the temple. But when I remember the God, I remember by heart.
Just remember.
Yeah, just remember. Yeah, sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. So basically, I feel myself, I should be. My principal motto is that, first of all, I must do correctly. I must survive first, then the other people will survive.
Yeah.
This is my principle.
The lives of all the passengers
Depends on me,
depends upon you.
on the
Yes.
pilot.
And BN sir, it is said that the pilots are drawing really very handsome salary and allowances, and they are having very lavish lifestyle. Is it so? Are you satisfied with all these things?
There are two aspects. One aspect is that during my time, there was not much a big amount of salary. I used to get per diem, per hour flying was 2 rupees 40 paisa.
That's interesting.
That's initial.
Yeah.
Then later on, the lifestyle has been changed. The why it has been changed now internationally, once the Nepal has been recognized, once the international passengers have come here, and the pilots have gone for the training outside, they saw what is what internationally. So their demand, of course there is a demand, but the government could not fulfill the demand right now, but still handsomely I think they are paid. It is not a lively, we should say, but it is lively too. Not like compared to other international pilots' salary or what.
And sometimes we are forced to hear really very tragic air crash news. And when you hear for the first time such news, how do you react as a pilot?
It all depends upon how you fly first, I told you first. It depends upon how you have been trained and what is your attitude. It's called we call it basic crew resource management. Whether you follow standard operating procedures or not, once it has been there. Once have you followed the policy of the airline. So if you follow the crew resource management correctly with the standard operating procedures, I don't think so it won't be wrong. But prior to now, these days, mechanically the aircraft is not wrong, it's all the pilot's fault. But mechanically, sometimes it is already checked on the ground, not like before. Not like before. Now everything is managed properly.
But sir, I have come to hear that some of the airlines are using very old aircrafts. What about it?
Yes, sir. That depends. The aircraft is old, yes, I agree. Because now the operator, the stakeholder, must realize how to maintain properly.
That's good idea.
How to maintain the properly. Like the car, if one has got an old car, that doesn't mean that you should throw. If you maintain properly, it is still running in the street. So, but importing of the aircraft, old aircraft, is not viable. I mean,
Fair, yeah.
yeah, fair, yeah.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That's not fair enough because we don't know what has had happened before. We don't know the history and all. These are so many things.
So, would you suggest some more tips to check such unpleasant accidents?
Yes, there is.
As per your experience.
My experience, I have been involved in incident accidents investigation. Mostly it is the fault of the pilot. Eventually it comes. No matter what happens on ground, no matter what happens in the air, that accident happens mostly because of the human error, we call it, not pilot.
Most of the time?
Most of the time is a human error.
According to the international?
Yes, sir. According to international
norms, yeah, so far.
Yeah.
So, sir, I would like to ask you one more question. I think we have already got now 3 international airports. Don't you feel there are too many for us, very small country like ours?
Yes, sir. I feel it sometime because Nepal being a very small country, I don't think so it requires 3 international airports. But however, they had a policy, planning and policy, because of the record system of our travel movement of the foreigners or internal tourists or whatever. And because of that statistics record shows that there is a time to increase the international airport. So like the expats going in the Middle East, expats going, all the bona fide people of the Nepal, people, relatives are going London, Singapore, and then America, whatever. So this is the time for the movement of the passengers are there. That's what it felt is internationally okay. But Nepal being a small country, I don't think so it is required. So it is required for 3 airports at the same time within the vicinity of the 50 miles. Yes, if the Bhairava is there, I don't think so Nizhgad should be viable.
Nizhgad is on pipeline
on
now.
Pipeline, viable. Instead of Bhairava, they should have made the Nizhgad. Pokhara, okay, because of the traffic movement, the surrounding
tourist destinations.
Destination. Or they could have built the Viratnagar itself to increase further east. This is my understanding.
And do you have any ideas to tell the concerned authorities to boost up the facilities to the passengers, internal passengers, the passengers of domestic flights and international as well?
Yes, there are a lot. By having saying so, I think presently, internationally and domestically, the facilities are provided by the government is appreciable. Yeah. Appreciable, but still, it is not satisfactory according to the international
norms. Do you want to suggest your near and dear ones and youths to take up this career, flying career?
Oh, flying car. That depends on near and dear. It is all again the market value, supply and demand. If there is a demand is more, supply is less, it is better to send the people to go there, have a training because we don't have still the more manpower. But I heard that about more than 100 people are lying on the street without having any job. Because right now, because the fuel price has gone up, everything has gone up, market value has gone up, the cost of training is very high. So right now, I don't think I advise right now at present to send anyone spending so much of money for abroad.
So is it possible to have infrastructures to give training, pilot course here in Nepal?
Right now, it is I'm very much doubtful.
Yeah.
Because in the future it may be possible. Since we don't have any adequate manpower and adequate facilities which can be given, right now it is not possible. Maybe after 5 years, 10 years later, if somebody has a good vision and good thought of this, probably it will be better.
Directly, aviation is relevant to tourism trade. So enhance our tourism. What specials roles should be played by this sector, sir?
Thank you. A special role for the inspector is that to make it as safety first, is the safety. Once the safety of the stakeholders of the aviations, civil aviations of the government side, and once it has been maintained properly, naturally the tourism sectors will be improved.
Yeah.
Naturally the tourism sectors will be improved because there is safe to travel in Nepal. So this way the tourism sector will be improved, one. And the second one will be government should little bit compensate of the fueling, taxation.
That's good.
And then these are the things, so that stakeholders, the air operators also should feel it that, oh yes, there is someone who is looking after for us also to enhancement of the internal or domestic tourism.
Subsidies being provided by the government.
Exactly, yes.
And what about airfares, tickets?
Airfare tickets, this is the international airfare tickets actually. They're based on the international community. But domestically, also internationally, they must have sat down together and raised the prices. It's not the price war. Now once the price war is there, the safety will be degraded. So once the safety is degraded, then the people will not feel the travel.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
So thank you very much, Mr. Captain. And before we say goodbye to our audience, would you like to give some special message to our respected audience?
Oh, thank you, sir. For this, I sincerely say, flying is still safer than flying is still safer in the sky than on the ground. So it is better to fly more than driving around. Driving around for the relaxation, go for this and that thing. For flying is to go from one destination to another destination, work it. After finishing the work, you can come back. It is quite easy, and it is much more safest. This is my suggestion to the dear audience.
I would like to thank you again, as you are 77 plus, but you still look 55 around, right? I wish you have really very prosperous health and good future ahead. I will try to see you once again in future. Till then, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Giving me the honor to speak with you for my little bit of experience of the flying career. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So thank you very much, dear audience. Thank you very much for your patience and watching my program here. I'll be back again at the same time next week. Till then, goodbye.